What is up, YouTubers? I'd like to do a video here. I haven't done one in a little while on some stuff for not so much the SHT or the shit hit the fan scenario, more so of economic collapse. And there's a few items I have here, and then I'd like to say a few things. We'll just kind of go from there. First and most, I would say backwards, forwards, and all the way around is water. If you don't have water, it don't matter. You're not going to survive very long. You know, that's one thing that, that's more important than anything. So, always be prepared, have water, have some kind of source of way that you can get food. Another one is being able to have, you'd be surprised what fresh breath, a toothbrush, and just, something to brush your teeth with. Even if you don't have Colgate or whatever. If you don't have this, life's going to be a little bit miserable. Money's not everything. Another one is like Gold Bond powder, things like that. If you're chafed, if you're walking for days, you can put this on your feet. You can put it other places. If you don't have this, it's just one of them things that, once again, if you're uncomfortable and you're feeling miserable, you're going to start being negative. Bandages, Band-Aids, things like that, stuff to keep your wounds clean. A lot of times you're going to have wounds and things, and if you don't take care of it, that's one of the things that, you really, a small cut can turn into a big situation. I suggest, if you haven't had a tetanus shot in several years, that you go out and get a tetanus shot. That's just FYI. Another thing is your local and state maps. Get them now, because when it comes in time that you might need it or whatever, and if you're on foot, it'd be nice to go to your bug out bag, your closet, your drawer, whatever you keep that stuff in. It would be nice to have that. Another thing that I think is a real good one, and H&H Country, if you don't know, go watch his channel and things, had brought this up. You can use Vaseline for just about any and everything. And there's a reason why they call it petroleum jelly. Me personally, I don't like using it on my person, in a had to, for chapped lips and things. But there's a reason why they call it petroleum jelly. In most countries and things, they ban this stuff. But you can use it for starting fires. You can use it for just about anything. If you needed to dress a wound, I wouldn't suggest it. But if you had to, and a had to have situation, you could use it. Like I said, you can use it for many different things. A fire starter, a lot of different things. It just all around useful. If you have some way of, this is 2.5 hour, it's like a gel, and you could do that same thing with petroleum jelly. But if you have cans or small deals to be able to light a fire, things like that, it's going to be money in the bank. Money is not going to matter in a financial collapse. If you have this stuff on hand in that, it's going to be, it's worth its weight worth in gold. Another thing, I'll turn you around here. Hopefully the sun won't be in your eyes. But some kind of way to cook your food. In a financial collapse, more than likely, you're not going to have a way to have electricity. Things are gonna get bad fast. And I really think that's the direction we're headed. I don't think that they can hold this economy up much longer. I think they're, just kind of holding it up just enough to, make things okay until they rob everybody blind. That's just my opinion, and we'll just not go into that. The most important part, in my opinion, is faith. If you don't have a Bible or something that you can read from the scriptures and things, and I know a lot of people's going to disagree with me in that, but I'm heavy on this. I'm not the best Christian in the world. I've got a lot to learn about this. Only thing I can say is people read it front to back. I've been reading it for, most of my adult life and things, and I learn something new every day. Sometimes, we have a habit of looking over this. We don't, this is everything's right in this book. And that's hypocritical of me, because there's sometimes that I get down and out. And I feel sorry for myself just like the next guy does. And, if we all turn to this once in a while, all the answers are right here. Whether you follow it, that's up to you or not. But if you talk to anybody that's ever been in a war or a prisoner camp or whatever, they ask them how they survived. And they said if it wasn't for their faith in God and that, they would have never made it through. So you got to have faith. And I see a time that, and I truly, truly believe it's not too far off. I think that you need to start preparing now. I think that if you don't, you're going to look back and say, why didn't I listen to him, or why didn't, and guys, I'm not making that kind of money and things like I used to, and you can afford to put back an extra can of food or buy a bottle of, this was just from the dollar store. I think it was $1. You could go to different places. They got Dollar Tree. These places I'm not, sponsored by or anything, but be prepared. I think I paid $14 for this little stove. I've got a couple different types to where if I had to bug out or leave it somewhere, I'm not going to be out that much. If I use all my gasoline, kerosene, whatever, I could go on to something else. Have different variety. Know how to do some of this stuff. While you have the internet, go out and research some of this stuff. Don't sit back and say or laugh at these guys, because I get a lot of people laughing and teeheeing and saying, oh, it's never going to happen in my lifetime. Well, folks, I'm going to tell you, it is going to happen in your lifetime. There's going to come a time that you're going to look back and say, man, why didn't I listen to that guy or that gal? They were giving me the signs. And what happens if it don't happen in your lifetime? Those of you that have kids in that, you've taught them a lesson to at least be prepared. Don't be the guy that's not prepared. And that's all I'm trying to say is, if you've got an axe, you're ahead of that other guy that don't have an axe or a machete or a knife. Um, that's one thing that, I've always been kind of taught myself is always to be prepared. My dad had started, and when we moved or had to move my mom in with us, we had to get rid of a lot of his stuff. I couldn't believe all the tents and different things he had at his age. But he just kept putting back because he just kept telling me, he felt something was coming. And I did keep some of the stuff, but I was unfortunate that I couldn't keep it all. And, if you have a small pantry, a small area in your garage, or make a small area in your garage, and, even put 3 months worth of food back, you're going to be ahead of the guy that don't prepare and thinks that he can run down to Walmart and have it. Walmart's not going to be there. And if it is, they may tell you that, well, for you to get it, you're going to have to take the mark. Or you're going to have to, be in a concentration camp where they tell you what to do. And wouldn't you rather be out and fending for yourself rather than have to depend on somebody else? It's just a thought, guys. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm trying to help the ones of you that are willing to listen and have an open mind. I don't mean this by no means to panic anybody or anything, but I really feel that we've got a real problem in this country, and people are blinded. They're more worried about what the Joneses have. They're more worried about, what I can do for myself. They don't worry about others. I guess that's a little why I'm a more fortunate, and I feel that God has kind of woken me up. Like I said, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but I think you need to be prepared. Be able to help yourself out and help one another out. That's what we're all here for. I don't have a whole lot. I hate it that my supplies and things are about dwindled down. We've had to use a lot since I don't have a job and things, and we're getting by, but I've depleted my resources. I don't like it. I'm probably better than most, but at one time I had enough that I could have sustained myself for quite a while. I will survive, and that's the main thing, guys. Just be prepared. And, there's a couple other things I'd like to mention. Whether it's a .22 pistol, whether it's I suggest, you have a pistol, a rifle, and a shotgun. And also, if you can't do that, get you a little BB gun. You can hunt squirrels, different thing, air rifles. An air rifle would be a good thing because you can, get, like I said, birds and things, and you'll be able to survive. But the main thing is some way to purify your water. If you don't have a way to purify your water, you're dead in the water. You might as well not. And if you drink nasty water, you're going to have, you'll probably end up with the runs or whatever. You'll just go downhill quick. You can go, I think, 3 days without water. I would suggest, if nothing else, have a little bit of peanut butter in that. Peanut butter would be a good thing to put back. It'll last for a long time. Maybe in one of my next videos I'll go through a list of, different things. I just kind of wanted to throw it out there. I liked H&H Country. He kind of got me motivated a little bit to do this one this afternoon. You know, I'd been thinking about it quite a bit. It's just something I want you guys to think about out there. You know, I know we always talk about tools and things like that, but don't get distracted of the whole picture, guys. You know, what's in this book is pretty much, you know, you could see a lot of it happening. You know, and it's very depressing. I try not to dwell on it. I try not to, you know, try to spread doom and gloom, but I think it's something we all need to face. And I have family members that don't want to face it. They're scared to death of it and say that it's not going to happen in their lifetime. Well, I hate to tell them we're living in it right now. We've got a cruel, cruel world out there. But also we've got a good world out there that's positive and that you don't see. But if you listen to the TV, CNN, and all the fake news and stuff, you know, they're going to tell you that we're headed, you know, for disaster. It could happen, you know, tomorrow, or it could happen 50 years from now. I'm just saying, why not be prepared, start preparing now, and at least you're ahead of the guys that are sitting there laughing. And one day you can laugh at them and say, well, you know, I tried telling you. You know, I've been doing this for several years, and I've had the horse laugh, and I've had guys tell me, well, why would you want to waste your money on a gun, or why would you want to waste your money on this or that? You know, and I managed to have my toolbox, my cars, and different things, but I also managed to be able to put things back. And that's all I'm saying. A few Band-Aids here and there, or a little bit of Vaseline, or a little bit of propane, lamp oil, things like that is going to be worth more than gold. Your dollar bills is just paper. I've said enough. I just kind of wanted to throw this video out there. Like I said, if you can, go check out H&H Country. He's got a lot of good videos and things. Follow some of his channels and that, and they can get you in the right direction. I'm not the only one out there that does videos in this aspect. I do a lot of tool videos. I do a variety of different videos, but this one is just kind of a warning to, you know, be prepared, because I feel a financial collapse is coming. Whether it's, you know, no matter the way you look at it, you know, I'm sure a lot of people during the Depression wish they would have, rather than invested in stuff, had food and supplies and that. Once again, thanks. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button. Hit the comment button. Comment whether it's good or bad. You know, I don't. You know, it don't matter either way to me. I don't get a whole lot for any of my videos. I'm just putting this out there. And once again, like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for listening.